Hey everyone, Duke Nukem 3D here with another gas mask related video, not a review per se, but kind of a little tip on restorations and repairs and kind of showing you how I do things with that. So, in this video I'll be showing you how to properly rewrap wire on on any older mask that uses wire and tape. So what you're going to need is some 21 gauge stainless steel wire, or thinner, depending on how thick it is. Usually, most gas masks will use 21 gauge. Sometimes it'll be a little bit thinner. But anyways, you need 21 gauge stainless steel wire. It's important that you get stainless steel so it doesn't rust, because that's the biggest problem with the original wires. It'll rust over time. You will need some fabric tape. This is kind of hard to find. A lot of fabric tapes are usually for wrapping hockey sticks or electrical appliances. It's not going to be completely, fabric-y and not sticky on. It's going to be sticky on both sides, typically with most fabric tapes you'll come across. So finding a decent type of fabric tape to use is a bit difficult. You'll need an X-Acto blade. You'll need some scissors probably as well. You'll need some type of nippers or wire cutters. You will need either needle nose pliers, or what I like to use is a hooked pick tool. I'll get into what that's for in a bit later. And then obviously the thing you're repairing. So with this, I'm repairing a hose, or reassembling a hose onto the angle tube assembly on an M3 diaphragm mask. And I have not wrapped the wire yet, and I will show you how I do that. So first off, you're going to take a first off, you're going to need to put a initial layer of tape down. As you can see, I've already done that here. You're going to want to use the X-Acto knife and probably a ruler. I forgot to mention use something to use as a ruler. I don't have a ruler with me, so I just used something off of a protractor. Anyways, cut the tape to about 3/4 of an inch in width. I think that's what they usually say to do. And then apply it very tightly around the area that you're taping. Next off, you're going to want to take a decent length of wire, and then you're going to place it around the center of the area you're putting the wire back onto. And what you really want to do is to have sort of a double wrap. So you'll have, let's see here, have one side like this, and then it'll wrap all the way around the center, and then go to the other side. Actually, no, it does it it does a couple times actually. You want to wrap it twice is what you really want to do here, because you really want that extra durability. In fact, I don't think I have enough I don't have a long enough piece of wire probably, so if this doesn't end up working, I'll probably, I think it's going to work actually. So wrap it nice and tight, and then you're going to want to bend the wires up. And this is the difficult part, because the wires definitely like to not remain straight. But yeah, probably twist the wires. You want to twist them loosely like this. And then just double check that everything is straight all the way across the board. Kind of pry it together. And then you're going to want to take your hooked pick tool. You're going to want to just scoop it all the way underneath there, so it's like this. And you're going to want to twist it in the direction of the twist. So that's not the right way. So twist it the other way while maintaining a steady pull on the actual twist. And there, as you can see, it's starting to wrap the wire. Pull it steadily and just keep twisting until it's tight. Every so often you might want to check to make sure that the wire is aligned, because as it sort of orientates itself into position, it might get deformed. So just kind of push it with your fingernail or something. Be careful not to deform the tape. That's why you want to make sure the tape is wrapped nice and tight, so that if you do have to adjust the wire, you don't push the tape out of place. I've actually made that mistake several times before. So anyways, keep pulling and twisting, and I think that's about as tight as it's going to get at this point, because I just broke the connection, I think. Let me double check that. Heard a soft snap there. Nope, still good, still going. So don't pull too hard, or else you'll break through the wire. And then I think that's about as far as I'm going to get here. So what you're going to do next is take your little wire nippers and cut off the excess. Like so. Then you need to use like a blunt thing, like a screwdriver or something, to push it down. Like so. Just tuck it all the way over here. Just try to get it as flat as possible. As you can see, it's a little bit loose there. Actually, I might adjust this a little bit tighter. Just give me one moment here. I will hook underneath here. It's probably not going to let me. So in cases like this, you'll probably want to use a pair of pliers to manually twist it. I like to use the hook tool because it's more efficient and the twist is a bit more even. But in dire situations, a pair of pliers will have to suffice. So now that that's getting nice and tight. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera. I just have to be sure I'm doing this correctly. I always sort of screw things up when I'm on camera because I'm sort of focusing on talking and also doing this at the same time. But anyhow, so that's about as tight as it's going to get there. You got a nice, good, even distribution. Then you're going to take another piece of 3/4 inches tape and then wrap it all the way across there. And you want to apply it over, you want to wrap it in the direction so that it covers over the folded end of the wire there, so that it's pressing it down. And again, wrap it tightly. And this is where you want to make sure that the twist isn't sticking up because this will eventually poke through the tape. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. But as you can see, you got an even distribution of wire all the way across there. And now I'm just wrapping the tape and making sure it's applied correctly. And that's really all there is to it. I'd show off more aspects of this restoration, but I feel kind of lazy, and I want to be focused on this and doing videos of the restoration process. I've never found works well because I always feel like I'm rushing to combat the camera memory time. So anyways, that's about it. If you have any comments, questions, corrections, or concerns, drop them in the comments below. I hope you learned something and hope you enjoyed. I'm Duke Nerd 3D, and I'll see you all later.